Yo, what's poppin', guys? Today I got another spiral list for you guys, and before you pause the video to just copy the deck list, I'm gonna let this part run for at least 2 minutes so you can just keep the video running while copying the deck list, and I get all the sweet 2-minute viewer retention statistics for the YouTube algorithm, baby. Let's go. So the idea with this build is, of course, we have all the spiral stuff, all the normal stuff like souls plus fix is combo, and we also have all the Allure Queen stuff. So access to Allure Palace is also full combo. That means Allure Palace itself, or also the Allure Dance, which also soul charges, so you can make a bigger Appaloosa on your end board as well with it if you want to. But this also means that Sengenjin and the Millennium Golem are also combo, because you can make Curious using the shield as well, because you have an Earth Beast Warrior, an Earth Rock, and an Earth Warrior. That'll make Curious because it's 3 monsters with the same attribute but different types. And that will let you dump the Rainbow Bridge of Salvation to then search for the field spell, and that'll go into full combo. So for my payoff, I usually Curious some Floodgate and then Griffin it back or something. But if we're using Curious as a combo starter, that means we can't use it to access our payoff. So what I've done here is I've searched for a payoff that still auto wins the game without requiring the use of Curious. Now, what I landed on is Artifact Mjollnir. What this does is discard a special summon during your opponent's turn, target 1 artifact monster in your graveyard, special summon in defense position. Also, you cannot special summon monsters until in the next turn except artifact monsters. So this seems pretty bad. Why would we ever want to summon this? And we don't want to summon this. We want to use Imperial Princess Quinquery to target level 5 monster in either graveyard, special summon it to either field. So in the lines where we don't need Curious, we're going to use the Curious to just dump this, and then Quinquery to summon it to our opponent's field. But why would they activate the effect, right? It turns out it's actually mandatory. It doesn't say you can target, it says target 1 artifact monster in your graveyard. So this has to activate, even if you don't have an artifact monster in your graveyard. I know it's a lawyer's game, rulings are wild, right? But that's how it works. And then since we're summoning it during our turn, it activates on our opponent's field. So it's during our opponent's turn, which is our turn. And they're forced to just special summon lock themselves. Now, to get this into the graveyard without Curious, we're going to be using Artifact Dagda to set it. And then we're going to make Sky Striker Ace Azalea to actually just pop our own set Mjolnir. And then we can go into Quinquery. For our first level 5, we're going to be using the Awakening of the Possessed Nefarious or Archfiend, which is a deck trap, I guess. Whatever, you just special summon it from the deck, which is pretty dope. It's actually pretty good because on summon it also special summons level 4 or lower monsters from your graveyard. It does negate it though, but maybe your opponent isn't paying attention and Ash Blossoms the negated quick fix, I don't know. So this will get you back a body that you used for it. Plus you can even use it to chain block Master Plan if you want to, because it requires a spellcaster and a level 4 or lower earth monster. So in most of our lines, we're going to be using quick fix and Master Plan to make this. But in the Souls Fix line, we're actually going for a cursed option of using Super Agent plus Celine. Yeah, that's the line I found. If you find a better one, go for it. I'll be showing off some replays I played in a different simulator to show you guys how to route the combos, some possible options. Unfortunately, they are pretty tight because of zones. You do have to, of course, be careful of the double helix zone. Then you also need to be aware of the Puzzlomino zone, which is how we're getting to our other 5. And since we're going for a Trigate setup, you want to make sure you get that culling properly. So do be careful there. I'll be sure I have a Allure Palace starter replay, I have a Sengenjin starter replay, and I have a Souls plus Fix starter replay. So with these 3, you should be able to combo with any possible hand that can combo. because something like Millennium Golem does the same thing as this. If you find Illusion to Chaos or Preparation of Rites, it's the same as just Souls. Spiral Field Spell is this. Allure Palace, same for just Allure Dance. You just get to summon out a few more bodies and everything. And then stuff like Foolish Burial Goods for the Rainbow Bridge of Salvation is also access to the Allure Palace. All right, so without further ado, let's hop straight into the replays. All right, so I'm going to be showing off 2 different routing options for a Sengenjin starter. This does require 3 additional cards in hand, of which one of them is a monster. I forgot to set down my hand size to 4 cards here just to show it off. But I'm going to fast forward where we make the Curious, and then we're going to go ahead and grab the Allure Palace here. Plus we get an additional discard. Very nice. Now I will be showing off just Allure Palace starter since it is slightly different here because we have a Link 3 with an additional arrow already on the field. So we're going to pitch 2 cards here to grab the Allure Queen as well as the Allure Queen normal guy, whatever. So we have the Chaos one and one of the other 2. And it's going to equip and summon out another one. And now we get to special out Master Plan from the deck. Now it's going to, of course, search us a rescue mission. And now we get to chain block the Master Plan by going into the Nightmare Goblin here, as well as pitching our rescue mission. So grab a Resort and a Quick Fix here. And we're going to go ahead and just search a sleeper already. You can do the search later if you want to, in case you get hand trapped. Maybe it'll help you play around them or something. Now we're going to go ahead and grab another rescue mission here. And we're going to make our double helix over here. So we have an open zone for it. Quick Fix is going to come back, grab the drone. And we get the additional normal summon of drone into the Nightmare Goblin zone. Or it's just our normal summon because the Quick Fix was the additional normal summon. And we're going to use all of these guys. Unfortunately, very inefficient use of link material, but we have more than enough. But Selene does have to go into the extra monster zone, so we have an arrow to summon the Master Plan into. Now, Double Helix is going to go ahead, reveal the top card of the deck, which we have previously placed with the drone to be a monster. And now we can use the Master Plan and the Quick Fix to summon out the Nefarious or Archfiend. It's going to recycle our Quick Fix again as well, which is pretty nifty. And now we can use these 2 guys to go into a Dagda. Now, when we activate the Quick Fix here, it'll activate again on the field, triggering the Dagda to set the Mjollnir. Actually, click through these animations a bit quicker. And go for our final search here. Now, both of these are going to go into a Dullahan, so we can send them to the graveyard instead of the Banish Zone. And Azalea needs light and dark monsters, so we can't actually use the Quick Fixes themselves. It's going to go ahead and pop Mjollnir. Rescue mission. Going to go ahead and bring back the Master Plan here. Quick Fix. Going to pitch that last rescue mission. And we're going to link 2 monsters with different levels off for the Puzzle Omino, the drop and deleter. Now we get to use the Quick Fixes that we have saved from getting banished into the zone and turn that into level 5. Here again, the zones are important, so do be aware of that. And now the Quinn Query here can go ahead and summon out the Mjollnir to our opponent's field. It's going to activate here, mandatory activation. They can't do anything about it at all. Now we can go and make a Trigate Wizard here. And use this revive for a Master Plan. That'll make an Appaloosa here in the top right corner now. And then we will summon out our final Quick Fix and make the Nightmare Phoenix here. This is going to give us battle protection on all our co-link monsters, including the Appaloosa. Do be aware though that you are at 2,000 life points, so you may have to use the Spiral Sleeper here to protect yourself during the battle phase. Shuffle anything back with the Resort. And you can see it doesn't get destroyed by battle. They can't out the Appaloosa negates that way. And at this point, you just win for free. Even if Appaloosa uses all of her negates, this is 88 damage, I think. It's definitely lethal damage here. All right, and here I have a second Sengenjin routing example. So the main difference here is which EMZ you're going to start off in, as well as end up in. And it's just about the placement of different monsters. I wanted to show this off. Maybe one of these is easier for you guys to remember. Maybe you have like some nice mental mind maps or something. You're like, oh, curious always into the left one. That means I have to put Celine in this zone or whatever. It might just help. So I'm going to fast forward the entire thing here, since it's more or less the same thing. But we're going to go ahead again, start off the exact same way. Going to the Goblin to chain block our master plan, as well as pitching the rescue mission here. So we're going to put it in the far left column because we do need the middle zone here for our double helix that we're going to make here, because it does need to have an open link arrow. And we're going to go ahead, bring this out, grab our drone, summon back the master plan over here. And now we're just going to get rid of all this stuff here. Now, technically, you could have also put the double helix one zone further to the left, since we are clearing up both of these over here. But it will make it really awkward a bit later on for the zoning. So I do recommend sticking to it this way. Now, you can use the Dullahan here to trigger the Dagda. Then we can bring back our quick fix and go into our Azalea to pop the Mjollnir. Link these guys off into the Appaloosa. Now we get to make the Puzzlemino down here in the middle. Our quick fix will come back here. And since it is used as Xyz material again, we do get to recycle it again. Give our opponent the Mjollnir. And now the Puzzlemino and the Quinquery will become the Trigate. And we're going to make our Nightmare Phoenix here and use our final rescue mission to revive our double helix to the right side. Just an alternative way of routing this. And again, same end board. So you play it out the exact same way and you can just swing here for game, even if you've used up all of the Apo negates. All right, we're gonna be routing with Allure Palace here. This is gonna be slightly different because we don't have the Curious to give us the nice zone and the Nightmare Goblin in the main monster zone to get that free normal summon. But it turns out we don't actually need this. Again, we'll be searching for the Chaos Allure Queen and any of the leveled ones. It's gonna summon out the master plan then. And we'll just make Goblin in the EMZ. This is one of those situations where the barricade board blocker gives us nicer arrows, but this is fine. Since when we summon the quick fix to get the big red and activate our resort, this actually deterministically will give us exactly 3 spells. We have 1 Allure Palace, 1 big red, and 1 Spiral Resort. And that's going to let us make a Celine right here without wasting any material. I'm going to put it in the left zone here. Grab the assault mission, go ahead and make that double helix. And now our quick fix is going to let us get the drone onto the field by searching from the deck and then pitching our spell to then summon it out. And do note that in order to summon the Nefarious or Archfiend, you have to actually be able to send them to the graveyard. So it will not work with a revived quick fix because that card would be getting banished. So it's important to keep that in mind here. And we're going to go ahead and trigger the Dagda again using our quick fix. And then make a Dullahan out of this. So we have a light and a dark to make the Azalea. And that'll let us pop our Mjollnir. Unfortunately, it does send ourselves to the graveyard because of the amount of spells we have in grave. But that is fine since we have more than enough stuff here anyways. Go ahead, make the Quinquery. And again, we get to recycle our quick fix, which is really nice. Make an Appaloosa here. And at this point, it's essentially the same thing. We're making the Trigate with our double helix that we can revive with our final rescue mission. And then summon out the sleeper I love putting in the anima zone because you have 2 cards that target protect it. So that's pretty funny. But it's not like they can summon anima to begin with. And here we would have been destroyed by battle because we don't have the Phoenix because of the way we have routed. And finally, the classic Souls plus Fix line. Here, I remember to set the hand size. You only need 2 cards in hand for this, which is pretty cool, actually. Well, I guess you need 1 more eventually. You don't need to start with it. But any other discard, it's if you don't want to use the Souls here to send to draw because there's stuff you don't want to draw into, which doesn't really matter. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and make the Link Karibo here. That's gonna let us chain block the master plan with the Nightmare Goblin, as well as put the Nightmare Goblin in the main monster zone to give us an additional normal summon. And we're going to be searching for another quick fix. So this might seem kind of awkward that we're not accessing Super Agent, but you'll see later. And we're going to use this to revive our master plan, grab the rescue mission, and now we'll make the double helix to have a super agent name on the field, allowing us to revive another quick fix, get another search, grab another rescue mission, pitch that as well. And now we're going to start off here by making a curious using the Dullahan. And we'll put it in the right EMZ because we don't want it in the extra monster zone. Going to go ahead and pitch the Mjollnir for us. The mills don't matter at this point since we've already searched for the Spiral Sleeper. And anything else, I guess we want in the, like if we hit the mission, right, we'll just have to discard some other card we had in hand before. But there should be 3 other cards anyways because this is a 2-card combo. Now we can make the Selene over here in the right zone, which is pretty important for the zoning as well. Link these off into our puzzle domino, the drop and deleter. And as you might have noticed, the zone is currently blocked and we haven't actually used a double helix yet, even though we've been blocking its zone the entire time. We do make sure it is open now from when we finally summon out the drone. And now we send the Selene and the super agent to make our Nefarious or Archfiend, which doesn't have space to summon back, but that's fine. We'll still go ahead and make our Appaloosa here. Bring back our quick fix, which we can now level modulate to a 5 using the Puzzlomino, whose zone has just been freed up. Quincree is going to actually let us send it back to the graveyard as well. Now we bring the Mjollnir to the opponent. Make sure you don't summon it to your field and make sure you don't negate it with your Appo. I'm going to put the Trigate here in the middle, and now we're going to have the quick fix come back. And for our final body, we're going to use the drone to just banish anything, bring back the super agent. Since we haven't used it yet and we know the top card of their deck, this will give us 2 monsters with different names to make a Nightmare Phoenix in the left zone here. And then we can go ahead and summon out our sleeper. And again, we've ended on the same board here. Opponent can't special summon anything. We have all the monster negates. We have an Omni. We have the 2 pops. And we actually get to keep all of our life points here as well. Now, funnily enough, I set them to use my deck, so they're making the Dagda. But that doesn't matter. We don't even need the Appaloosa's attack here, since we do have over lethal damage already. And we can just swing for game here. All right, hope you guys enjoyed. And if you find a better routing for any of these combos, be sure to let me know, and I'll pin the comment. All right, see ya.